What's up, everyone? It is October 23rd, 2025. It's Thursday. And yeah, the week's almost done. That's cool. So, all right, I'm going to try to keep this one brief. I mean, we are still kind of in the mix of what we talked about yesterday. This chart didn't really go anywhere, right? But, yesterday we adjusted all of this and made some new ranges to kind of view. And also, I was looking for this section to be hit. So I just want to talk about like what's going on in these charts as far as like what I'm seeing. On the lower time frame, I'm going to go down to a low time frame, and I want to just make you aware of just how this chart is moving. So we are on the 1 hour chart here, and I want you to notice this. We went up and we went down. This whole section was erased, right? Again, we went up, we went down. This whole section was erased. It seems to be that there is like reciprocal action that is happening over and over again, right? So here, we went up this section here. See that length that we've got? And we went down. This side was completely erased. Same thing here. Okay. Now, same thing here on a little thing here, on a little bump. What's important is this. This is where it was hit. Right here. And this is where we are. No matter where we've gone, we've come back right in here. We are stuck right here. I call this the path to nowhere, right? Because if I start from here and I work my way down, it went up just about the same amount. This guy, gone. This guy, gone. And here we are over here, right? So really, the chart is not really doing anything. We are kind of stuck right here in this zone. We're stuck right here. Now, this is support. Maybe you could say that this is building support. You know, from this angle, it does look like we are building support. And again, this wick has been completely filled out time and time again, right? This is completely mitigated, this wick. You can see all of this is kind of like filled in at this point, right? But if I were to go to a bigger time frame, it doesn't feel like it feels unbalanced to me. So meaning like, if you notice, we went up, some people made some money, and it came down, and it got just as balanced on the other side, right? This is balancing out the chart here, right? Same thing over here. We went up, people made some money, and we came down just about the same. So this is what I'm talking about as far as like opportunity goes. If you were holding right over here and you longed, well, guess what? You got stopped out, right? And in this mix, you had the opportunity of making money here, and making money right over here. There are multiple times, if you chose this section to long in, you could have longed again over here for tapping twice, right? So when I said yesterday that, or last week, I was talking about an opportunity. This is the opportunity right here. This whole range is an opportunity. And if you were to long over here, then the opportunity to make some money is on this side. But it's not outside of the chart here. It's not outside of the range. Not yet, right? So this becomes just a moment. And you have to remember that. That's a moment. And this is where people start to say like, oh man, we're going to the moon. But if you notice the pattern of the way it works, someone makes money, someone takes that money, right? It's like reciprocal, completely reciprocal. That being said, now this is a long that I called, I believe it was last week I called this long for this long section. And at this point, we definitely can move up. We can move up, like we can be building support over here and we can go up that way. But I just don't feel like we've done enough damage yet for people, right? And that's the thinking of a market maker, right? Because you might think that we went down low enough and that's it. But that's your thinking. And if you were to go and just start like spitting out, I'm going to go all in right now, and they decide to like shoot down right over here, then you're going to get wrecked, right? Or you'll be underwater. I mean, it depends on how you're doing things, right? But it's important to kind of keep in mind that you can't add emotion into these plays. And that's a human thing, right? Like you have to kind of work on it. And this is also another reason why I chose to change my colors from blue to white. Now, I've seen this spectrum before, this white and blue this white and blue pattern as the candlesticks, and I think it's very appealing to me because these colors here is I'm tricking myself to looking at data, right? So there's no emotions. Now, on the other hand, if this is red right here, this is basically saying danger, right? And the same thing over here, like this strikes an emotion with green, right? Like this gets like excitement, right? So what I don't want to do is I don't want to fall into this emotional, spiral of, oh man, like, FOMO every which way around it. Like, I don't want to FOMO. So I do things in particular to not emotionally get attached to these charts, right? And part of that is going down to a lower time frame and actually seeing all of the drama that's happening on the ground. And again, you can see them in strips. Look at this. Each one of these strips are just moments. They're just moments to make some money, right? And maybe it's not a lot of money, but gain is gain, right? They say game is game, right? But if you were to long over here, and so what? It moved up only a little bit, and you took some, took some profit, right? Profit, right? If you took some profit over here, then that's what you did. You didn't miss anything. In fact, if it ends up going up here, you still didn't miss anything. If you took profit over here, this is still not missed. It's not a missed opportunity, because if there's another opportunity that's just right next door. All right. So what's important when you're looking at these charts is to keep things in perspective and also keep yourself in check. Right. And that's why I say that I look for certain things and I will not move. I will not enter in unless I absolutely feel like this is, it's time, right? Now, Bitcoin has been moving very, very weird lately. Not weird. I mean, like it's got its patterns and stuff like that. But there's a lot of this action going on right now. And yeah, somebody's having fun in the charts. Believe me, when you see a line like this, you get excited. You're like, oh my God, it's time. Let's go. Yay, everyone party. Right? Like that's what it feels like, This is a bottle. Yeah. Yay. Right? So, but if you notice, whoever just made this line here, all of these people kind of like tackled on top. And then if they sold, they just basically rinsed all of these people out. They rinsed them out. Right? They basically just kind of like, they were the profit. Right? So you want to be careful on how you look at these charts and where reality kicks in for the data compared to emotional. All right? Now, the lower that Bitcoin goes, the more opportunity you have for a long. Okay? Right? I want you to keep that in mind there. And the more up that it goes, the more opportunity you have for a short. Okay? So, crypto ain't going nowhere. Whether you spend a week doing things at home and staying away from the charts or anything like that, the opportunity to make money is not in the price. It's not in the price. It doesn't matter where the price is. What matters is where the range is. Okay? So right now, what I'm looking for is I'm still looking for my target to get hit. This chart is moving the way it wants to, and yeah, it feels like there's pressure starting to build up. There's a lot of naysay going on. We're going to zero. I saw someone say that we're going to 20K. I saw somebody else say that we're going to 200,000, and all of that's baloney to me. It's all baloney, right? Because here's what has to be hit first, this section. And if this is support over here, then we should be able to get some kind of reaction over here. What we're not going to do is see that. And if we do see that, and it happens quick enough, then I would be looking for a long because we've already broke structure several times, right? So Don't listen to all of those people out there that just are using like, you know, clickbait and traps. This is also another reason why, you know, I record the videos that I do. What's important is not what's important is not like not that I can tell you. Let me see if I can say this correctly, right? I don't like to do these frills and, you know, dazzle McDazzles. What matters is this chart. This chart matters, right? And the other thing is the information that I'm giving you, right? Every time I record one of these videos, you can go back to my previous video and you can look and verify what I'm talking about, right? Regardless of what my P&L is, regardless of how well I trade or how bad I trade or whatever the case is, whether I took a long or a short, anything like that, everything that I'm recording is verifiable, right? So even though you see this now, 2 days from now, you're going to see the truth, or 3 days, 5 days, I don't know, whatever, right? But during that time, did you make any moves? What did you see? How did you you know, translate what I've got? I don't give you targets as in like, you know, hey man, you probably should, whatever. Like I give you zones that I'm looking at that you can repeat on your own charts. And the reason why I do that is because the number does not matter. This number does not matter. What matters is this section right over here, okay? And this section right over here, and this one right over here, okay? So if you're looking to get better at trading, this is part of the analysis. This is part of that side, right? And you have to cut out the noise on the other side. So just as I, you know, color my charts a certain way, I do that because I'm filtering out the noise. The same thing goes with everything else. So right now I am waiting. The plans that I have is from yesterday. Let me go take a look at Ethereum and see what's going on here. Ethereum is still looking like, and you know, honestly, I got to clean up this chart. Like I'm actually starting to get a little annoyed at myself that this chart looks like, I mean, maybe I should add like 5 more lines on here. I don't know, whatever. But if you look, like look past all the lines, look at the colors that are there. We are still in a downtrend here, right? And Ethereum is looking like this is the target over here to take this out still. So this is my zone here to buy. Now, you know, last thing I'm going to say is this. I'm going to give you this example here. So take a look at this. This is Bitcoin, right? And I want you to take a look at, this is Bitcoin on Binance. Okay. Super important, right? I want you to take a look at this wick that's right over here. This wick, it looks like the wick hit maybe around like 10, whatever. Like I can measure it, but you'll get the point in a second, right? And then I'm going to go click over on Bybit and take a look at this on Bybit. Bybit, this wick went all the way down to almost 100, what is that, 101? 101. Each exchange and every chart that you look at will look different. It's based on liquidity. It's also based on oracles and pricing and everything like that, right? So while I'm looking at the Binance chart and marking up the Binance chart, you might be trading in Mexi, you might be trading in KuCoin. You have to mark up the KuCoin chart exactly the way that you need to, so that you can understand if you're getting in the right zone. If I bought in during the, used the Binance chart and bought into Bybit, well, I would have been liquidated out on this chart here, on this particular chart, if I was going on that exchange. So it's important what you're looking at, right? So see, this says Bybit on the top there. It's important what you're looking at, but but as much as it's important that you're looking at, you know, the right exchange, understand that these ranges still exist in every single chart that you're looking in. So while you're looking at my chart and you can see how it's marked up, if you want to duplicate this, just look for these candles. Look for the connecting candles right here. And then you can mark up the chart exactly the way mine is, and you can use that as reference for yourself. Anyway, guys, yeah, that's it for today. I'm not really sure how this market's really looking. It's getting really kind of like hokey, you know, especially with like gold. Gold has been dropping. Let's go take a look at gold. Oh my gosh, I got. By the way, I've got 2 mouses that I end up like fighting with, and one of them I really don't like using. But here's gold. Gold took a pretty nice, you know, dip after this wild. I mean, look at this chart. Yikes. So I am looking for gold to actually retrace back down to here eventually. It might just float around here. But anyway, that being said, you know, Bitcoin's still kind of in its zone. You know where I'm looking for. And yeah, I will talk to you guys tomorrow. Have a good Thursday. Be good.